update on new elementary school / renovation.
He might need a few moments.
Okay, do you have any cards for public comments?
Okay, there he is.
We're ready for our update on
Okay,
renovation.
we'll change hands real quick.
Don't ask him why.
Yeah.
He told us.
Updates, with the new modeling, all the framing is up for really 9,000, which would be old kindergarten. We're starting drywall in there next week. They've already got electric run through there, they've got the air conditioning ducts. They're all installed now. They're working on some plumbing stuff. The old school is probably about, well, I don't know, 75% torn down now. It's kind of hard to tell how much has actually been taken out of there, but because they've kept all of the outside brick walls in place, so it keeps all the garbage and all the dust from flying around and stuff like that. So once they go in and they take all the rest out, which really they only have like the northeast corner, that one little pod left to go, and they take all that stuff away, then we'll start seeing some walls come down there. But we're still several weeks away from everything, that's for sure. So, but it's coming along very well.
Good.
What's the estimated completion date of that remodel?
Well, we're shooting for May 1st,
Wow.
so that's 6 weeks away.
Wow.
It's happening fast.
Any other?
Madam Chairman, may I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
So any word from, about the analysis, the facilities analysis that, Wiseman was working on?
No, they're doing their own internal one. We were looking at doing an internal one as well from outside, but we actually have done one from the inside. So when we brought in, who's the lady that helped us? Ms. Tucker, yeah. So they've been doing all that analysis, so they can cut it all down.
Okay, will you just make sure we get a copy when she gets done with that, please? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Mr. Reedball's actually
Okay,
working on that.
I thought we were gonna use his, Mr. Wiseman, I thought he was just gonna share his with
Well, we
us.
can do that too, yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else have questions for Mr. Griffith?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, enjoy your tea bag.
Yeah.
We'll go to item 5.1, public comment agenda items, and we have no comments for that. We'll move to item 6.1, which is, item 6, the consent agenda. Are there any items that we need to pull? Okay, so item 6.5 is approve all the consent agenda items. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Ms. Pierce, second by Ms. Clement. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous. Then moving to item 7.1, approval to add a policy workshop on April 7th, 2026 to convene immediately following the budget workshop.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Pierce, second by Ms. Clement. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Item 7.2, approval to cancel the Glades County School Board regular meeting and budget workshop scheduled for June 11th, 2026. Motion by Mr. Lucky, second by Ms. Pierce. All in favor? Any discussion?
Yes, is that gonna leave us with one meeting in June? Yes, ma'am. Just wanted to be sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed. Okay, item 7.3, approval to change the June 25th, 2026 Glades County School Board regular meeting from 4:30 p.m. to a regular meeting at 9 a.m., followed by a budget workshop at 1 p.m. Motion by Ms. Pierce,
Second.
second by Ms. Straight. Discussion. I do have, I need to make you aware that I will not be here for that meeting, that's my vacation week. And I wasn't feeling too bad about it when it was just a regular meeting, but I'm sorry that there's a budget workshop and I won't be here. I could possibly call in and listen. Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor? All opposed? None. Item 8.1, approval of the settlement agreement. Do you have something for, let's give a motion and second.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Pierce,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Straight, discussion. You want to explain that to us, or?
Well, I don't know, in your packet, you should have received a copy of the emails, the correspondence from the attorney, as well as, did you not receive this? Did they
No,
not?
I just gave it to you because I figured you were.
Okay, well, so basically, I didn't know Mr. McKinley was not gonna be here, so how much can I go into this with, I mean, is it just open?
We did get an email with the information.
Okay. So basically, I can say that the attorney suggested that, that we go with this because of the cost that it would take to go through the whole entire process.
And I agree. I understand anyway.
I personally was not in favor, because I felt like I just didn't think it was a good. I'm just trying to be real cautious of what I say, but I'm not one for just paying out just to get it over with. I wanted to, because I felt like we were not in the wrong, but, I feel that the attorneys feel that $8,000 is,
It would cost twice as much even if we won, just for attorney fees and all the time. And so, I mean, that's why even, that's why there's just that quick out, you know, $10,000, that's it, every time.
and it goes through our insurance company, it doesn't come out of general.
So I don't see an email, could you maybe forward that to me?
Well, I thought I got one.
I can actually give you
I can't find it.
After the meeting, I will run you all a copy of this, and you can have a copy of my packet, and it's got all the emails going back and forth, and, that way you can have it.
I read it somewhere, it was on you.
Just have Carla forward it to our
Well,
emails,
Do you wanna forward it, or do you wanna run, it doesn't matter to me.
because if I have it on my email, I'm better at finding it than I am down.
Hey, Carla's gonna forward it.
I'd rather not have paperwork for people to pick up and read.
I couldn't find it in that quick search, so.
The only one I read had the amount. That's the email I read.
That's correct.
So you got an email.
It said amount, it didn't
Okay.
have,
That's
it didn't
it.
even say who it
That's the one I'm
was.
talking about.
Okay, yeah. It didn't even say who we were settling with.
I alerted them to the action.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions or discussion on that?
Well, Dr. Barfield, you said you were against it, and then after discussing with attorneys, you're recommending that? Is that,
With the recommendation of the attorney, I'm recommending,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. It's a business decision and not a, you know,
I hear you.
Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the decision is unanimous. Item 9.1, general public comments, do we have any?
No.
No. Okay, we'll move on to item 10.1, superintendent's report.
I'd like to move to the end of the agenda, please.
Okay, then we will go to board members' comments and business, and we'll start with Ms. Drake.
Okay, I noticed on our agenda tonight that the FADS conference, for Dr. Barfield was paid for with a grant. And I was gonna ask Dr. Barfield if she could talk with Tara and see if that professional development money could possibly pay for the school board's travel to FSCA in the future, so that we didn't have to pay that out of general fund. I think that would be helpful, because I was surprised that she was able to pay for her fads, so that gave me the idea, so. I would like to request copies of balanced bank statements with our monthly financials in the future, please. And Kim and I are gonna both be meeting with the collaboratory on Friday, and Dr. Barfield, if you wanna tag along, oh, you couldn't, that's right, okay. So whoever can get us the sheet, where we're at for this school year, income and expenses, so that we can present it to her.
For the pre-K, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
and do you want what has been billed, or how do you want it?
Well, I want her to see that parents aren't paying,
Okay.
however you can show that,
Yeah, absolutely.
because we thought that was gonna answer the problem and it didn't, so.
How are the two of you traveling and doing something together and it not break sunshine?
Well, we did talk about that, Kim asked me if it would, we both had meetings scheduled with this lady for the same day. Kim had hers for her PDC job, and I don't think this is anything we're ever gonna vote on, we're asking for a donation, is what we're doing. I was meeting with her to ask for a donation to help cover the cost of pre-K. So I don't think it's anything that would ever come before us for a vote.
I think the board needs to be aware of what you're discussing, though, what you're asking, or just let us,
Well, I have
I'm
been
sure
telling
you have a
all the meetings.
presentation or something that you can share with us.
It-
I'm
when
not
you-
being ugly,
No,
I just like,
understand.
no,
No, I mean, I've been telling y'all, this
Okay.
is not the first time I've told you, I'm meeting with her. And
yeah,
then I
but
was
I
gonna
didn't know
ask
that you
her,
were,
so Kim called me and said, hey, she said she had a meeting with you that morning, so we're just gonna do it together and do a lunch. But if you will send all the board the information that you send me about the pre-K breakdown, then that way everybody knows that's a good idea, actually.
yeah,
Then you all
so that we
see
know
what
what's
she's
going
gonna
on.
see, yes. And I don't know that she will give a donation,
Well, we still
I hate
need
to
to
see it
know.
go in the red.
Well, I will tell you that
We're in the red.
if you're watching the state, and I've been sending you all a lot of what's going on across the state. I try not to include what's going on nationally, because I think we've got enough going on in our state. But, and I'm not sending that, I was reading through some of our texts and I thought, this sounds like I am like Debbie Downer, it's like, this is happening, but if you look, one of the main programs that a lot of districts are looking at, cutting is that pre-K area. And I know this board has been committed to not cutting it and really wanting to save it, and so, yeah, I will send you everything and, you know, I appreciate
The
it.
meeting is Friday morning. So, yeah, I mean, I don't wanna end the program, I wanna keep it, but if we could figure out a way to stay in the black. And I guess the state still did not even consider extending the payment for the full year. I don't even think it came up. But remember last year, they said they won't pay for kids to take a nap. That's why they won't fund the full day, because they say they take their nap in the afternoon, so they're not gonna pay for that. So, anyway, maybe, Larry, you got a lot of experience in pre-K, so maybe when we do our budget workshops, you can help us figure out how to make that thing work. Let's see. I'm only gonna ask about Medicaid, I do have it written down with a question mark, but I'll get with Pam later. Do you have anything to say
I
about it?
really don't have anything to update you on that.
Alright, IRS update, anything, Dr. Barfield?
I think I responded to all when I, sent that. I really feel like at this point, and I hate getting an attorney involved, but I really do feel like we should get an attorney. I mean, we've got a congressman helping us, and that's not helped. I really feel like it's something that we should just have someone look at to see what the process would be.
But why can't Mr. McKinney be that attorney?
Because I don't think that's the type of law
I mean, he's just gonna write a letter.
I don't think that's what we need. I don't know. I can talk with him, but I feel like we need an IRS attorney, that someone that deals with the IRS on a daily basis.
It costs a lot of money.
It's, the problem is that this occurred so many years ago. The fine, it's a fine, it's not something we get paid. I mean, none of us were
I
here.
know, but it's the district's money, it's public funds, and they need to give it back.
Oh, I agree, but that's what I'm
I don't
saying.
let them off the hook.
And the congressman even said that, I mean, Congressman Franklin's office, they have been so helpful, but, I mean, Carla and I, we have spent days on days trying to get this money back. Even like the bank, I mean, everyone is trying to help us, but
Mr.
nothing
McKinley
is
should be
happening.
able to tell you what attorney you need to talk to. You should be, Mr. McKinley should be able to recommend one in that field for us.
And maybe even having Mr. McKinley write a letter. I don't know, that's why I'm putting that email to you all. I don't know, I'm at this point, I feel like I'm just like banging my head against the wall. Because I've tried bringing in politically, I've tried bringing in, I mean, Carla and I have both set literally days on hold, and then we get through, and I mean, that one day I was literally on hold for like 9 hours. And then when we talked to somebody, I've never even heard of anything like this. They act like and they're like, this is nothing, y'all should get that money back. And then we get a letter and they say, you owe $500 more. We're like, what are they talking about? So, I mean, even DOE said they would write a letter to support.
Maybe that would help.
Well, I would see if I could get that one for sure.
Well, I'm gonna send another email to Tommy, I've already sent him two,
Okay,
do it right now. Cause last time he said I'll get on it tomorrow, and he never responded, so.
well, I think
That's the only thing I know to do is contact him.
he gave us to someone else that deals with IRS, like it's kind of their,
Somebody from Franklin's office.
yeah. But if anyone has any suggestions, I will do whatever you ask me to do. I just don't know what to do. I have,
Ask Mike what attorney can give you advice. I think that's gonna be your best bet. And then just stick to that plan. The charter school,
Well, Ms. Drake is still giving us.
Yeah, I'm finished,
I'm
that's all, that's all I have, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Clement,
I don't have much, I just have open enrollment is now available for students. I've had a lot of people call and ask about BPK enrollment and what that will look like. Do we have any knowledge?
so not until after we do our budget meetings will we know, the mandatory BPK, the IPK, that will be, we'll definitely have that, but as far as BPK, that's something that has yet to be decided yet, which will be at our budget meeting.
And Easter's coming up. Happy Easter to everyone. Spend time with your family and we'll see you at our next meeting. We didn't cancel the next meeting, that's the June one. Okay, never mind.
Ms. Pierce?
yes. The emails and texts I've been seeing about the charter school. Where are we at with that?
So, Mr. Millay, Dr. Millay, I'm sorry, do you want to address the board about that, please?
Madam Chair, Superintendent, members of the board, John Millay, Director of Human Services, or Human Resources. Talked with Dr. Barfield about this, and I read the entire application and actually all the little different appendices that I had with me. The attorney has actually asked that he recommended another attorney that specializes in it. I've worked with these before, not this one. So it's not new, they're basically using a standard Florida charter application, which is pretty comprehensive. And I'm reaching out actually tomorrow, I sent correspondence to the attorney saying that I'm running point on it. Again, I've read through it, learning more about it, it looks like they've fulfilled most of these pieces. I have some questions that I'm gonna ask the attorney. But more importantly, I wanna reach out to the person running it, the Daisy and Ashley Comprehensive Charter School Incorporated. So I'm reaching out to two tomorrow, and we'll have more information. It looks pretty standard in Florida, that's regardless of anyone's opinion or, you know, whatever part they're at on that. It looks pretty complete, so we're gonna finalize our review, and we'll get some type of summary in the coming days to you, what it's about. So I know you received maybe the application, or she shared that with you. That's just one piece of it, there's a lot of supporting pieces, so it just has to be done properly. That's what we have to, because at the end of the day, you do have some oversight, and there's a lot of things that they have to do, but there's commitments that we have to make, whether it be based on enrollment, safety type inspections. Now, they have to do it, they have to provide, but we do have to make sure things are set. They do have to abide by a great deal of a number of things that our students and that we have to. There's also some leeway they have, so I'll have, that's moving forward now, so we're kind of under a time frame. We want to be diligent, you know, we may bounce it back and ask them to answer or put a few items in that give us some clarity. And I don't doubt that'll happen, so we're probably within a week, few days of knowing what the recommendation will be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause I kept seeing everyone saying that they weren't familiar with, I was gonna say it's black and white, there is a standard.
There really is,
And there's not any, there's some things that we can be lenient on, but there's really not much leniency in any of it. They have to meet each one of those things before they get our support.
you're exactly right.
And they
and-
can't open without our support.
Correct, they have to meet, we have to be satisfied that they've done at least due diligence with it.
Correct.
And you have to offer them a bit of leniency, like they have the right to start up and build students and to enroll, that type of thing. But they also, you know, have to comply in that part of it, so we've learned a lot more about it. Again, there's a lot of detail, a lot of that is, I mean, they have to put a lot of words in there. At the end of the day, it's like accountability. They have to do what they say they're gonna do. They have to operate within the laws of the Florida Department of Education. They have to operate under your parameters, oversight, whether it's financials, certain student data, we have to keep, just like we do at the charter school on the reservation.
Because this isn't our first charter school, and see with the reservation, they actually could have gray areas because of being on the
That's
reservation.
exactly right.
But there were some of those areas that they couldn't,
Mhm.
so.
A lot with the surge in charters across the state, more of the issues come after they begin. I mean, they will usually get open, whether people, the hoops they have to go through, but it's more in how they operate that first year and how they show they're doing what they said they would do. So it looks like, honestly, that they're checking most of the boxes. I'm just gonna make sure the attorney feels the same way, if he or she has no recommendation, but I'm gonna reach out, because I have my own questions. She and I went through pages of this today, just that I wanted her to be aware, superintendent be aware of, some of the startup pieces. So every page, there was just lots of things that, we had to do, so.
Sure.
Yes, that's right.
So I met with the owner before,
Okay.
prior in a previous, with a previous hat on. And, she told me it was gonna be an alternative school. Is that in the application?
From what I've read, we have it 6 through 12, so there's not elementary, there's some call elementary 6, but this appears to be middle and high. I wanna learn what I was just able to, they had zipped a lot of the files, so I was able to print out most of those, and I looked all of those, and I looked through them, so I wanna have that personal conversation, because at the end of the day, we're gonna be partners, and we're all about kids. We wanna make sure that's fulfilled, but.
Right, she explained to me that she is only gonna take our expelled students. Hendry County's expelled students, Okeechobee, Highlands, and so that she's not pulling any FTE from us, is the way it was explained to me. So I wasn't as concerned about it after her explanation as I would be if it was gonna be a regular charter school opening up, pulling half our kids out, right?
Sure.
So if she is gonna do the alternative school, Cause she said that Hendry County closed theirs down, they used to have the dome or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said they've closed that down, and so that's her vision.
Sure.
Now, I hope she wrote that in there, but.
Well, and there's some pieces I wanna understand, because, not to say that the application's vague, but they can also be general, because they don't have to totally limit themselves. And a part that stuck out to me that I had questions on specifically was, they have to make some multi-year budget projections. And some of that looked like it was, the dollar amounts had 6 zeros around it, and so it's in the millions. So I had heard a part of that, but I also was surprised by the large numbers, and I might be wrong, but I don't know that there's exactly that many children that you would have as large a budget. So, based on talking with Dr. Barfield, we just wanna understand it, so I said, I'm gonna reach out, just have that personal
Yeah.
phone call. And, they have to project a plan, so they may have just tried to be even with numbers. But things are expensive, when you're dealing with disadvantaged students that may have disabilities, those prices go up. So I'll know more in the next day or two, and I'll have a little summary. I'll try to do a summary report that I'll give the superintendent, she'll pass along to you.
Well, if they're gonna go along those lines, it's a very much needed thing, actually.
There are gaps that can be filled and we can work, so we're trying to understand it, I'll know a lot more tomorrow.
Do you have the address, Dr. Barfield, where it's gonna be?
I have been told that the original address that was given is no longer gonna be the address, and that there's a new address. But then I was told here, in the last couple of days that address is not correct, because they were denied that so I don't know what address, because the company is based out of Hendry County. And so I don't know, I'm not sure of what, that's part of what, Dr. Malay and I were looking at, was all the specifics of what they wrote in the agreement, so.
We looked at their
Well, it
articles.
can only be Glades County.
Correct, but they don't have to, they have to operate in Glades County, but they do not have to be the company itself is not based in Glades County.
We looked at the articles of incorporation versus site, and we had some questions about it, so I have a list of half dozen. And then some things I just asked, I just wanna talk to and understand, because again, we have to by statute, as their sponsor, we have to have a give and take on this for like reporting and making sure things are done, so. Not to doubt anything they're asking to do, but I just heard there's a part that, Brian has to do, and not that there's any transportation involved, but if there's ever anything that involves different departments, we have to know what's our boundary and what's theirs.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Ms. Pierce, do you have anything else?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Lucky?
The last festival of the season in Glades County is the Muse Honey Festival. And that's the Saturday before Easter, so I think that's April 4th. And it's like 10 to 2. I will not be there this year because this is the first year since I've been involved that it falls on Easter. And I've never in Glades County on Easter since my first grandchild's been born. So I'll be away, but it's been a great thing for years and years, so I encourage you to go catch the last festival of the season. That's all.
And I don't have anything. So we're ready for you.
Okay, all right, so just wanted to, let you all know that I will be out of the office, until Monday. I am going to my last, Leadership Florida class, and, looking forward to that. It's been a great experience, and if you ever get the opportunity, I highly encourage you to participate in it. One of the things that's been really great for me was I got to be in the class with several people from DOE, so I've been able to have some really great conversations and have some different insights, but, one of the things that, and I was showing Carla, the agenda they send out, we're scheduled every, minute, it seems like, but, on Thursday, we're gonna be at a school, we're gonna be, touring schools in Sarasota County. So, I'm looking forward to that and seeing, they're looking at some of the description, and which kind of made me chuckle, but it said, the morning will also include a candid panel discussion on leadership tension in public education currently. So I'm sure that's gonna be quite the conversation. Today I completed my superintendent certification, and they said it was scheduled for 45 minutes, and I was in it for 2 hours. So, I'm excited. I won't know the answers, to know if I achieved it, but, I'll know, they said about 2 weeks. She said it has to go to DOE, they present the rubrics to them, and then, we'll see. I don't know, I don't have a feeling, I don't have a good or bad feeling, but, I know that I was very prepared, I was overly prepared, that's why I went so long. But, I had a lot to talk about and a lot that has happened since 2020. So I was proud of everything that we've gone through and have learned through some difficult times. I wanted to let everyone know that, in April, that prom is gonna be April, the 11th. And that, they are gonna be going to Naples this year. And to make sure that if you got a chance, when they're loading the buses, if you could go up and cheer them on and see all of them dressed up, it's really quite a exciting time, and they look so good. The next thing that I have, I'm just going through my calendar, so the next thing I have is, the EDC meeting on the 15th, which reminded me that, I'm not trying to throw it back to Ms. Drake, but do you wanna give a kind of a report on the county commission meeting, or do you want me to talk about it? The tax, I'm just drawing a blank.
Impact fee.
Impact fees, thank you. Do you wanna talk about it?
To the EDC
Well, no, but
tonight, is that what you mean?
if
Cause
you,
we're still waiting on them, I guess, their next day meeting,
okay.
unless I missed it.
So, no, the next EDC meeting's the 15th, but I didn't know if you wanted to talk about what you learned when you went to county commission meeting.
Oh, I thought I did that last time. The impact fee meeting for the county commission is the 14th at 9 a.m. At the last meeting, remember, the lady wasn't ready. That's all we
Okay.
found out, she wasn't ready. So they said they would do it on April 14th at 9 a.m. and I plan to be there.
Alrighty, the Patriot Dinner is going to be April the 18th, at the O'Connor Building. And then the Booster Golf Tournament is also April the 18th. Then we have Grad Bash on April the 30th. And then you blink and we're into May. It's going so fast. And then I will have Carla, I know she's probably been sending you some stuff a little bit at a time, but, we'll have the scholarship dinners, we'll have our graduations, we'll have baccalaureate, we'll have all that. And so it'll probably just be easier if Carla sends you, it's already on the calendar, okay, perfect. And then May 14th and 15th, I have the Education Commissioner Summit, which is in Miami, which is a one-night ordeal that we go to every year, and every year we meet with the college presidents, and every year we beg not to have it during that time, but that's the only time they'll have it, so.
What's the collective we?
We meaning the superintendents, because for many of us, it's during graduations and ceremonies and important events, and it pulls us away for 2 days, because you figure a day.
That's crazy for them.
I have been in contact with all of our principals. They have sent out intent to return forms to all their teachers. Looks like we're gonna be really good next year, as far as staffing. I know I saw 2 principals that sent out letters to their staffs about this is the go time, trying to get them ready for the end of the year. And Moorhead Elementary has done their 30-day plans of getting ready for that first round of testing. The high school is really amping up their PLCs, looking at data. I appreciate Ms. Drake for going over and mentoring one of our teachers, our new teachers. I know that's really been helpful. So I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Our predictions are still out, I'm not really sure, I know what I'm hoping for. I know what the data looks like, and we're on a good way, so. That's all we've got.
Okay, I guess, I don't think we have to have a motion to adjourn, do we?
I'll make it.
Well, this meeting is adjourned.
That's correct.
Carla, did you send